Everyone. My name is Elisheva Ben David. I'm joining you from Israel. I'm very, very happy to be here. And I'm here to talk to you about Israel Government Fellows, which is a program for which I've worked for 3 years now, and I feel very, very lucky. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and you're welcome to send questions over the chat, and I will get to them at the end. So here we almost go. Da, da, da. All right, so Israel Government Fellows, we have been around since 2007. We partner with Masa, with the Menachem Begin Heritage Center, and with the Israeli government. They're our best friends, and they miss us because we are not operating this year. We don't have fellows in the ministries this year because of the current situation, but we will be back in September of 2021, and that's what I want to talk to you about. So Israel Government Fellows, what do we do? First of all, we are a 10-month long program. It's a long time. It's almost a year of your lives, but it's an excellent investment to make. And it's divided into a few segments. So the first is the fellowship, which means that you're joining either a government ministry in Israel or a policy research NGO that does work alongside, hand in hand with the Israeli government. The next part is the education, which is where you're going much deeper, and you're learning about issues like security and diplomacy and culture and religion and state and the economy and all these different issues that Israel is facing. And you're going to become you're going to join that on a very deep level. And the third part is the experience, which is the fun and the group and the immersion. And that's also something that we're very proud of. So your fellowship is the biggest part of the experience here in Israel. You're joining either an Israeli ministry or a policy research NGO. Of your time here, there is a month and a half of an opening seminar that's dedicated mostly to just kind of education. And then the big part of the program for 8 months, you're going to your internship 4 days of each week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You join a team, you have a designated mentor who is not a politician. You're not really assisting a politician or a Knesset member. You're assisting the professionals in the executive branch of the Israeli government. The positions are very, very diverse. They're diverse because different branches of government are doing different types of work. So working in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will be different than working in the Ministry of Education or Finance. And then even within that diversity, there's a lot of diversity within the positions. So the work can have to do with research or marketing or event production or collaboration with different, stakeholders, different counterparts. You could be doing legal work if that's your background, or doing work that has to do with economics and finance. You could be doing a lot of different types of work. And there are a few things that make this internship really, really special. The first is that we have this long-standing relationship with the Israeli government. They trust us. They've been working with us for a very long time, and they fight over our fellows, which is a good feeling. Another thing is that you're coming for a long time. You're not just coming for a semester. You're not just coming for a summer. There's enough time for you to learn and for them to train you and invest in you. And there's time for them to see the return on that investment. So the long-term internship really has a higher value to both parties. And this win-win dynamic is what we're going for. We want our fellows to grow professionally, to become better professionals, to become kind of smarter candidates, better candidates for their next step. And that's something that we see in an amazing way. And I'll touch on that again soon. And of course, the government, we want the government to benefit from this amazing kind of addition to their teams of people who are bright and motivated and have perspective, which Israel can always gain from. And the win-win dynamic is really, really what we're going for. It's what we're here for. It's what I'm here for. These are some of the partners. It's really just a fraction of the different organizations that we work with. So you see the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Naturally, they're the biggest partner that we have. Every year they have between 5 and 8 fellows in 5 to 8 different departments. No one's really kind of within the same department. Everyone has their own department, their own job, their own mentor. We work with the ministries of economy, finance, education, environmental protection. What am I missing? More ministries, and that's an amazing partner. And then we also have, you see on the screen, different NGOs that are doing work that's policy related. So that could be Startup Nation Central, NGO Monitor, the Reut Institute, Kohelet Policy Forum, Taub Center for Economic Research. So all of these people, we love working with them, and they really miss us. The education is kind of the, in Hebrew we say, "Zachelek hamashlim." It complements the internship, it completes the internship. And that is all of the time that we dedicate to learning. So you're going to be growing professionally. You're going to be working on these amazing projects and really getting your hands dirty in an amazing, amazing way. And we also want you to learn. We want you to learn about the issues that Israeli society is facing, that Israeli government is facing. We want you to learn about very, very different opinions on these different issues. And we do that in a number of ways. So we have seminar days, which is kind of what you're looking at in this picture, where we come together at the Menachem Begin Heritage Center and we learn about a specific issue from a number of different perspectives. And that issue could have to do with the economy, with diplomatic relations that Israel is having with more and more countries, if you're following the news. We learn about security, about different groups in Israeli society, how they're interacting, different opinions. We learn about culture and sociology, which is one of my favorite days, kind of different societal issues that Israel is facing. We have those. We also have ulpan, which means that you're studying Hebrew in a small group, kind of depending on the level that you have coming in. Akol said that it can be any level. It could be very high, it could be very low. We have tours and trips, which means that we're going to different regions of Israel to learn about the issues that are kind of focal to those regions. That means we go to the West Bank, we go to the northern Israel, we go to southern Israel, we learn about, we go to Tel Aviv, we go to Jerusalem. And every time we go to a specific region, we're learning about the issues that we can learn about through going to that region. And I guess the two kind of guiding values in our education is the level of the speakers that you're meeting with. The politicians and the activists and the journalists and the experts, they're on a super high level and we don't cut any corners. And the other guiding value is diversity. You're going to hear from people with very different opinions, with very different perspectives. We're not trying to give you an answer to any of your questions. We want to give you more and more questions and more to consider and kind of a very rich story with a lot of different perspectives from which you can form your own opinions, which is an amazing process for us to see. I know we're speeding, but I want to cover everything. So also, obviously, it's a lot of information. You can also go to our website afterwards, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Right now, you're looking at the experience, which means everything in between. It means the holidays, it means the trips, it means getting together and having a pizza night or a movie night. It means the winery visit at the end of the year. One of the things that our alumni always love to reflect on at the end of the year is the people that they met. So that's the Israelis that they met and lived with and worked with. And it's also the very international, very diverse group that we have. So someone from Brazil will meet someone from Australia and someone from North America and someone from Europe and from all over. And that's always very, very special to our fellows. And we take a lot of pride in that as well. So this is the experience. It's a lot to look forward to. Who are our fellows? So in order to qualify for IGF, you have to be a university graduate. You don't have to have studied international relations or political science. You can come from nearly any field. You are between the ages of 22 and 30. You either have a master's degree or some amount of work experience. You're interested in policy, because that's what we do. We can offer a lot of things, but we don't really venture outside of policy. You're bright, you're hardworking, you're motivated, you're curious, and we're really looking for a group that's very, very diverse. So here you're looking at, we were part of a march about a year and a half ago. These are fellows from Argentina, from Brazil, and from France. Again, that kind of very mixed up international experience is really what we look for. And the last thing I want to tell you is where our alumni are. I think, oh yeah, well, I've really been speeding. All right. So where, excuse me, where are our alumni? So people kind of ask, where do you go after IGF? Well, where will this help me get to? And the answer is it will help you get to a lot of different places. It'll help you get to where you're trying to go faster and be a better candidate and be more competitive. So this is one example. These are Jenna and Daniel. They both worked, they're not both working there now anymore, but there was a time that they were both working at the Israeli consulate in New York, which is fantastic. Jenna has just been promoted and she's a political advisor to the consul general in New York, which is amazing. Consulates love kind of recruiting our alumni and they're all over the place. This is Livy Weiss. After IGF, she was in session 5. After IGF, she went on to join the Army and she was in the spokesperson's unit for, I think, 5 or 6 years. She became a captain. She did incredible things as a spokesperson for the international media, where we already have new alumni who are just starting out in that division, which is incredible. This is Diane Be'eri. She was in our first or second session. She went on to be a staff member for our program, but she's been working for a long time in Mobileye, which is this amazing, fast-growing Israeli startup. She's in the marketing division, and she's ahead of a small division that has lots and lots of IGF alumni because they hire each other, they recruit each other. That's another amazing thing about our alumni network is that they know that they can trust the alumni network. They know that it's, smart people who are like-minded, who are very, very motivated. And it's this amazing little bubble of IGF alumni in this amazing startup, which I love. This is a great picture. This is a picture that was taken in Dubai, I think a month ago, as part of this very, very new relationship between Israel and Dubai. And all the way on the left of this picture is Zach Dower. He came from Brazil. He's working for a strategic company that's called Herzog Strategic. And that is a meeting in Dubai with the health authority of Dubai. It's the first collaboration between an Israeli company and the health authority in Dubai in order to kind of create new opportunities, new collaborations, bring new technologies. That was really, really phenomenal for us to see. In this picture, all the way on the right, you see Nir Buchler. He is a VP in the Jewish Agency, a VP for philanthropy. Of course, that's really kind of staying in the neighborhood of Jewish leadership and Jewish activism, and that's incredible. And we see him every now and then because donors for the Jewish Agency always kind of come and meet with our fellows and our alumni. This is Matt Walker. He is from England, and he is working for the Ministry of Social Affairs and Services, which is where he did his internship as a fellow. He's been there now for 2 years. It's not a very easy process to get hired on by the Israeli government because there's a bureaucracy and there's different processes. But his mentor really fought for him, and he's been working there. And they said, no, we can't go on without Matt. We have to have Matt back. So that's where he is now. And we have a handful of other fellows who've also been hired on by their ministries. And this is Danielle. Danielle, I think, is also British. And she came on our program nearly 10 years ago. And today she's the head of an Israeli NGO that deals with policy and innovation and agriculture. And last year, she became a mentor for one of our new fellows. So they both came on the program 10 years apart, and they were working together. And that is really, really something that we love to see when our alumni come back and join the story, and they kind of help train a future generation of IGFers, which is wonderful. I get a little bit emotional about these things. I feel very, very lucky to be part of this program. I think it's an amazing, amazing opportunity, and I get to help. Really, I'm kind of just a very small part of this, like a system, but it creates so much value for our partners in the government and for our fellows and alumni. Applications are coming soon. They're not yet open. Again, we're not up and running this year. We don't have fellows in the current session. Applications are going to be coming soon. Anyone who wants to be notified, who wants to be updated when they are open, all they have to do is send us an email, and you're going to see our email on the next slide. And once they open, there are a few steps for the application. It's all detailed on our website. And if you have any questions, you can also kind of start the conversation whenever you want, and get that started. Whew. Okay, I know that was a lot to process. If you want, I'm happy to take any questions, or I can, elaborate on any kind of topic. I want to stop sharing my screen so I can see the chat.
So at the moment, there don't seem to be any questions, but we can just wait a little bit if we want, and we can wait around if there are any questions. Does anyone have any questions for Elisheva about the program and about any of the aspects of the program or anything in particular?
I know that was super fast. There was a lot of information to process.
A lot of good information. It sounds like a very interesting program, one that I'd like to go on.
We love it. I get to brag about it because I'm not a founder of, it's been here long before me, but I get to tell people how proud I am of our program.
Unfortunately, there don't seem to be any questions.
That's fine. That means I slayed the presentation.
100%. if you want, you can if you want to leave your email address or that email address maybe in the chat function, so people want to take that down.
Sure, I'm gonna put it right here. My name is Elisheva. This isn't my personal email, but it is the program's email, and that's really the one you want to keep. You can follow us on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. We really want to get our Twitter up and running, but don't go there yet. There's not so much. And I hope you make it to Israel for a program that's great for you, that can help you grow and help you have an amazing experience. And if you're right for us, then we'd love to have you here.
All right, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. I don't think
it was a pleasure.
I don't think there are any other questions. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for your time, and all the best.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
No worries. Have a good day.